boys and girls. All right, so we may not be able to go into school, but we're going to still do March Madness. So we have picked our books for the chapter books, which were Tom Gates' Sisters, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Wrecking Ball, and Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Now we need to find our our Elite 8 for our picture books. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the two books that are facing off. And then what I will ask you to do is comment below on which book you want to do. So I'll post this both on Seesaw and Classroom, so you can comment on one, not both. But pick which one. So today we're going to read The Dot and Madeline. I know we read Madeline in London already, but it's been a while, so I thought I'd reread it, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to start with The Dot. I'm going to read it to you, and then I'll go on to Madeline, and then comment to vote. All right, The Dot. The art class was over, but Vashti sat glued to her chair. Her paper was empty. Vashti's teacher leaned over the blank paper. "Ah, a polar bear in a snowstorm," she said. "Very funny," said Vashti. "I just can't draw." Her teacher smiled. "Just make a mark and see where it takes you." Vashti grabbed a felt tip pen and gave the paper a good, strong jab. "There." Her teacher picked up the paper and studied it carefully. She pushed the paper towards Vashti and quietly said, "Now sign it." Vashti thought for a moment. "Well, maybe I can't draw, but I can sign my name." The next week, when Vashti walked into her art class, she was surprised to see what was hanging above her teacher's desk. It was a little dot she'd drawn, her dot, all framed in swirly gold. "Humph, I can make a better dot than that." She opened her never-before-used set of watercolors and set to work. Vashti painted and painted. A red dot, a purple dot, a yellow dot, a blue dot. The blue mixed with the yellow, she discovered that could make a green dot. Vashti kept experimenting with lots of little dots and lots of little colors. "If I can make little dots, I can make a big dot too." Vashti splashed her colors with bigger brushes and a bigger paper to make a bigger dots. Vashti even made dots by not painting a dot. At the school art show, a few weeks later, Vashti's many dots made quite a splash. Vashti noticed a little boy gazing up at her. "You're a really great artist. I wish I could draw," he said. "I bet you can," said Vashti. "Me? No, not me. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler." Vashti smiled and handed the boy a blank sheet of paper. "Show me." The boy's pencil shook as he drew his line. Vashti stared at the boy's squiggles and then said, "Sign it." The end. Okay, so that's The Dot. Now I will go through, we'll read Matilda in London, and then you just comment at the bottom of this video on Seesaw or Classroom which one you want to go forward into the next round of our March Madness. So Madeline in London. In an old house in Paris that was covered in vines lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines. They left the house at 9:30. The smallest one was Madeline. In another old house that stood next door lived Pepito, the son of the Spanish ambassador. An ambassador doesn't have to pay rent, but he has to move to wherever he's sent. He took his family and his hat and left for England, all but the cat. "I'm glad," said the cat. "There goes that bad hat. Let him annoy some other kitten at the embassy in Great Britain. The little girls all cried, "Boo-hoo, we'd like to go to London too." In London, Pepito just picked at his dinner. Soon he grew thin, and then he grew thinner. And when he began to look like a stick, his mama said, "My, this boy looks sick. I think Pepito is lonely for Madeline and the little girls next door." His papa called Paris. "Hello, Miss Clavel. My little Pepito is not all at well. He misses you and he's lonesome for Madeline and the little girls next door. May we request the pleasure of your company? There's plenty of room here at the embassy. Quick, darlings, pack your bags. We'll get out to the airport and catch the next jet." "Fill the house with lovely flowers. Fly our flag from all the towers. For Pepito's birthday bake the most wonderful birthday cake. Place 12 beds in 2 straight lines, and the last one here will be for Madeline." "Welcome to London. The weather is fine and exactly 9:30. Good heavens, Miss Clavel, we've brought no toys for His Excellency's little boy," said Madeline. "Everybody knows, of course, he always said he craved a horse." In the little purse in Miss Clavel's bag, there wasn't enough money to buy the meanest nag. But in London there's a place to get a retired horse to keep as a pet, and when they went to the place, they found a horse that was gentle, strong, and sound. "Some poor old Dobbin are made into glue, but not this one. Look, he's good as new. Happy birthday, Pepito, happy birthday to you. This lovely horse belongs to you." Just then, Tara, trumpet blew. Suddenly outside and off he flew, over the wall to take his place at the head of the Queen's Life Guard, which he had always led before the Royal Society for the Protection of Horses had retired him from His Majesty's forces. "Oh dear, they've gone. Oh, what a pity. Come, children, we'll find them in the city." "Careful, girls, watch your feet. Look right before you cross the street." "Oh, for a cup of tea and crumpets. Hark, hark, there goes the sound of trumpets." These birds have seen all this before, but they are glad of an encore. And so are the people on the ship and shores. And now it's getting really grand. Here comes the mascot in his band. The people below are stout and loyal, and those on the balcony must be royal. The show is over, it's getting dark. In the city, in the park. Dinner is waiting. We must be on time. Now let's find Pepito and Madeline. Well, isn't it lovely? They're standing sentry right here at Whitehall entry. That is the power and the beauty in England. Everyone does his duty. Visiting is fun and gay. Let's celebrate a lovely day. Everyone had been well fed. Everyone was in bed. Only one was forgotten. He'd been on his feet all day long without anything to eat. In the cottage that was thatched, wearing trousers that were patched, lived a gardener who loved flowers, especially in the morning hours, when their faces fresh with dew smiled at him. "How do you do?" The gardener, who was never late, opened the garden gate. The gardener dropped his garden hose. There wasn't a daisy or a rose. "All my work and all my care, fare not. Oh, this is hard to bear." Where's my celery, carrots, tomatoes, my beans and peas, and not an apple on my apple tree? Everybody had to cry, not a single eye was dry. The vet. Oh, look who's lying there, with his feet up in the air. I feel his breath, he's not dead yet. Quick, Pepito, get the vet. The vet said, don't worry, he's only asleep. Help me get him to his feet. As a diet, there is nothing worse than green apples and roses for an old horse. Dear lady, said Miss Cavell, we beg your pardon. It seems our horse has eaten up your garden. A little sunshine, a little rain, and it will all be the same again. Pepito's mother said, quite so, quite so. Still, I'm afraid the horse must go. Then Madeline cried, I know what to do. Pepito, let us take care of him for you. Fasten your seatbelts in half an hour. You will see the Eiffel Tower. Madeline, Madeline, where have you been? We've been to London to see the Queen. At last, sighed Madeline, we are able to sit down without being 13 at a table. They brushed their teeth and gave him bread. They covered him up and put him to bed. Good night, little girls. Thank the Lord you are well. And now go to sleep, said Miss Clavell. She turned out the lights and closed the door. There were 12 upstairs and one below more. All right, so that's the end of Madeline in London and the dot. Remember to put down your vote, either the dot or Madeline, in the comment box below, so that way we can vote on our March Madness. Can't wait to read and see which ones gets a vote, and we'll see for our Elite 8.